book was written by a white man. Okay? These countries hold a lot of secret that we don't know as a people. But to the mercy of the Most High, we know who we are. So we come out here to tell our people about who they are because they told us that we're slaves. But how history didn't start from slavery.
I agree, and can I interject? And so you know what I'm saying, yeah. So I hear that, yeah. But our history didn't start from slavery, and we wasn't only slaves. We was living a different way before that. To answer, yeah, just to rebuttal what you said about King James and the English crest and that, wasn't paganism and symbolism not right in those times, yeah? So wasn't they didn't they come over to our land, see hieroglyphics in Egypt, in Kemet, in all these places, and bring back over here their own versions and draw up their own symbols and those things there for themselves to stop flying on their flag, where you will be able to answer when I finish, yeah? Just exact, I'll give you the same respect I just gave you. No. Dude, I respect it. Dude, you're being ridiculous now. We're in public. I'm not going to be rude if you're not going to be rude.
Following the program.
I'm not going to be rude if you're not.
Don't be long.
I'm not being long, so then let me get it out the fucking way then, bro. You're being rude, fam.
Just go on.
Yeah, please, you cross a boundary with me again, and I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying?
You're not going to what?
If you cross a boundary with me again, bro, it's going to be a problem. I'm not being rude to you. Yeah? You first said to me,
tell me what problem is it going to be?
You said to me, you're talking with authority. Yeah, I said, cool.
What problem is it going to be?
I asked, listen, answer the question.
Ask the question and then we're gonna answer it.
Yeah? Straight up.
Ask the question. Ask the question. Ask the question.
So what I'm saying, boom. So where I'm from, there's too much come back this day, yeah? So what I'm saying, do you believe in the Bible? Listen, can I finish what I'm saying before? So what you got to say that we're going to put and I'm not here to argue. I'm not arguing. Every weekend, I've seen you, man. I've always had the intention to come and stop when I get something. Alright? Just chill, bro. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to do defensive argument, alright? Relax. I'm not here judging, man. I'm sparring intellectually. That's it. Yeah? It can get a bit heated and that, but it's not personal. But that's what I'm saying. There's boundaries. You've got them, I've also got them. Alright? Cool. Yeah? So what I'm saying is, yeah, paganism, symbolism, yeah, we lived in different contexts before slavery. Okay? So what I wanted to ask is, why is it that we didn't hear about Israelites and all of these things here? Yeah? We didn't hear about Israelites and all of these things before once upon a time. I did not grow up knowing I was a slave. Yeah? My family were never slaves.
Was then you say it for you then, my brother?
No, but I'm bringing a perspective to say, you know what I'm saying? I know where my history, my lineage comes from. So, not to disrespect, not to diminish anything of what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? I've only got a point. Say where you emphatic, that's calm, do you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah? So I know my lineage and that, yeah? I know where I came from, I know where my family history comes from. It's still there in Ghana, in Accra to this day. Yeah? So what I want to know is how come back home we don't know this like this there?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
The Bible says one of the things that would happen to the Israelites for breaking God's commandments, that they're going to be discontinued from their heritage.
Right.
What's some of the things that come with their heritage? Like your identity, your customs, language, so on and so
How
forth.
did the Israelites break the commandments? I don't know again.
They were given laws to follow. Like, I don't know if you heard when we started speaking to the sister. Okay. Get me up. Get Deuteronomy 28. Just give me a second. 28 and 1.
And just to clarify what you were saying earlier about translation, but like, now if you were out here, because remember the Bible was written in Paleo-Hebrew, it was in Hebrew, yeah? Now, and then when the Mavericks came, they added vowels, because the Hebrew text has no vowels. Now, if we were to speak out here Hebrew, who would listen? Who would even know what we're talking about? We have to talk in a language that we all can speak. And that was the whole point of translation, was to order to get the word to the people, because we were going to be pushed to the four corners of the earth. So all language
Deuteronomy 28, Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
But what he told us is that if we keep the commandments, he's going to set us above all the other nations.
Chapter 15, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Brothers, when that we discontinued from our heritage. The reason why that happened was we chose to choose the second part. Instead of listening and being blessed, we chose to go against what he said.
That's right.
Now we're in the state that we're in, where our people don't know who we are.
That's right.
We call ourselves all different names. Yeah, so that's why we're in this condition why we're in now.
Now, can I read something to you quickly?
So you see what you're saying about translation, and basically the progression of that. Doesn't that naturally, over time, as you said, there was no vowels in, sorry, excuse me, remind me what you said, there was no vowels in Hebrew. Yeah, cool. So, you see that as a Ghanaian, there's certain things in Ghana that if I translate to English, it won't make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? It won't make.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so what I say that to say, like, I made that example to say, if they've translated certain things, wouldn't in the context, shouldn't it also, with that translation, because, again, the language isn't the same. If you translate it, it's pure expression in Hebrew to Israelites, yeah, they understand it and resonate with that straight away. Yeah? Once you bring it into another language, aren't you then removing the context and birthing it?
Yes.
But that's why we go into the Hebrew.
Yeah.
We don't just read the English. Right, let me show you something.
Yeah.
Can I say something while you're checking it?
I ain't got no disrespect for you, man, you know.
Yeah, no, sorry about that, man. Shalaka, right? So my point is this, like, I get what you're saying, but look at the prophecies, for example. Look at prophecy.
See this? This is the Old Testament translated from the Hebrew. See these? What this does, give you the Hebrew word that it's translated from. So we use scriptures that gives us the Hebrew so that we can actually go into the Hebrew to get a better understanding. Like for instance, you got a teaching of John 3:16, which says God so loved the world. Now when you go into that world, that word world in the Greek, it's not, it doesn't mean everybody. We only know that
Like a realm.
That's right.
So we only know that by going into the Greek. If you don't go into the Greek, in English, it's just world.
Right.
It can mean anything. You have to read the context in English to get the understanding of the world that's been spoken of. Whereas if you go into the Greek or the Hebrew, it gives you a more specific understanding of what's being taught.
What I'm saying, like, it's just like even in the word, when you look at word in English, you go in the dictionary, there's about over 7 or 8 definitions of that very word. But when you go to the Hebrew, it would definitely define which word he was talking about when he made that quote. That's what we go
Yeah, so before you
that's
go,
what
yeah,
we're strong in
I'll read you something.
Sorry,
Yeah,
that's why we are strong in what we're saying, because we go into the etymology of the word, so we know exactly the context it was meant in when it was said.
Then you got this book, right? It's called From Babylon to Timbuktu, right? I'll read you something regarding the Ashanti, the Ghanaian. That's the Jews among the Ashantis, right? Among the Ashantis of the Gold Coast, Ghana, are found Jews who observe many Hebrew customs. They don't fight on Saturday, but they rest. They celebrate the New Year of the Jews, which occurs in September or early October. They use the word a man at the end of the hymn of Thanksgiving, like the Hebrews of old. They marry in the tribe only, they perform cross-cousin marriages. The Ashanti Jews who also observe the laws of uncleanness after childbirth, purification ceremony of the 40th day, the menstrual seclusion law, and ceremonial ablution. The Ashanti Jews have the breastplate like the high priest in ancient Israel, and is divided into 12 parts, representing the 12 tribes of Israel. Also, they have the mindset of or head, the mixture of hairdress with its gold disc in front which is ancient Israel bore an inscription holy unto the Lord. So when you look into history, when you start digging into it, there are records out there that prove that the people of West Africa are Jews. Like if you look at, for example, like in the 1700s, yeah, the map, the West Africa was called Negro land. And we read to the sister earlier the difference between an African and a Negro. Like according to the Zondervan, right, dictionary, which is a Christian dictionary, which scholar use, right? There's a difference between the Negro and the African. The Somalian is considered a real African. The Ethiopian is considered a real African. Certain tribes like the Dinga tribe, the Rwanda, the people from the Nile, yeah, Kenya, all those things, they're considered the real children of Ham. But the Negroes are the ones that were taken from West Africa to the West Indies in America. And now these are people. The Ashanti, the Yoruba, the Igbo. Like Igbo, for example, Igbo is a corruption of the word Hebrew. So you have to dig deep into it.
And before you say something, let me just remember you was talking about the language. Now this is what it says. Remember, this was translated, yeah? It says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favour and attention, and to pardon us wherein we have seemed to come short of some words which you have laboured to interpret, because this is going to let you know why we actually go into the Hebrew and Greek. It says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them.
That's what, but listen, you just reiterated my whole point, because that's what I was saying about the translating it from its original form. You then remove it from its original context and sent it. Once you wait a second, I'll let all of you. Just give me my time. Once you remove it from its original sentiment and translate it into something else, yeah, it loses its force. Therefore, if we're already scattered in different lands, and a lot of our nature is nomadic. A lot of our early nature was nomadic, yeah? We didn't start and end where we was birthed as people, okay? So, for you to say that, okay, slavery is a complete different conversation, yeah? That's a different conversation. I'm not gonna, I had to disregard the Negro part when you say that, because I was thinking, before then, I feel that they was considered African. Before, whoever wrote that Christian, to me anyway, you get me? That's my opinion. But I feel like, yeah, again, how far these things have been taken out of context and how far we've moved into history, we can mention 100 conspiracies, a million conspiracies as to why we're not in our original form. But there isn't evolution, isn't a part of this evolution natural.
This is why it was said we go into the Hebrew and the Greek. Like I grew up in the Christian church. When I was taught the scriptures, no one taught me no one went into the Hebrew or the Greek. So they would just teach, like John 3:16, for God so loved the world. It's taught as how it sounds. Like I said, when you go into the Greek, you understand that the word for world there is not talking about everyone. When you go into Luke 2:1 and you see the word for world in there, that's talking about everyone. But we only know that if you go into the original tongue. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we go into it. And then it goes back to the curse itself, where it says we're going to be discontinued. If we just obey these laws, then you wouldn't be here. having this conversation now. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it why are those laws universal laws that, how many laws is there?
They're not universal.
How many laws is there?
613
laws that govern our whole existence over the whole of time. Are you telling me that things don't change? Are you telling me evolution, if new ideas come, the world changes, new empires come about, new leaders and that they come about. Why is it that these things, why is it that the change of these things has been accepted as a natural course in time?
Now, with the laws,
Who said, wait, who said, if the world changes every day according to everything,
I'll give you one example, right?
Malachi, this book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6. I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
when it comes to the laws of God, it don't matter how long, how many time has passed, these laws stay the same. We're the ones who choose not to follow them and end up in the situation that we're in. What we have to do is keep them and we'll be alright. These laws don't change, we're the ones that change. You understand what I'm saying, my brother? These laws don't change. That's why we come out here to teach our people to come back to these laws.
are we gonna, like you're asking a lot of work that has been done to be undone. Yeah, but just by hearing the word, and unfortunately, that's not enough. Like if there's so, I'm being dead honest, because if there's been all this confusion, all this madness coming around, if God's laws are how He says they are, and we've meant to have been suffering, how He said we were going to be suffering, why are we not? There's none of us thriving now. There's plenty of us thriving.
So as a nation, we're thriving.
As a nation,
You might have individuals, don't get me wrong, but you're going to find individuals amongst us that's doing good, my brother.
please mention to me,
But
show me
these
one
laws-
time, show me one nation over time that stayed unified over time and didn't have issues internally where there was wars, where there was these things that tore them apart. It doesn't matter.
But
Nations
you know what?
tore up nations.
But you know what?
It doesn't make sense.
We're only here to bring God's people back. That's who we're here for.
Here's the other.
That's who we're here for, my brother.
I'm talking about if our own nation, because listen, before the Western world came and enslaved Africa and that, yeah, we was doing it ourselves, yeah. We had prisoners of war, yeah. No, wait, hold on. We had tribal prisoners of war. Doesn't matter West Africa, East Africa, North, South. It doesn't matter. We was doing it in our own context. A certain group of people or being of people came, studied our ways, yeah, and was able to cut through and do what they was doing. Unfortunately, it is bad, but there's a certain extent of it that was masterful that many of us have inherited to be able to grow within time. Because we're living in this side of the world. We're not living in our place. They're not ruling us back home like that. We're over here asking people over here to wake up. And to me, that doesn't make sense.
No, but I said to you, we've got brothers over there.
No.
Same thing that we're doing.
But
Hold on. Like remember I said He gave us laws to follow. And you said that we was enslaving other people and ourselves as well, right? Listen to this. Exodus 21 and 16.
Book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
That's one of our laws, my brother. So you just confirmed that we was even breaking this law. So the fact that we were doing those things, not that we've got laws telling us not to do these things.
you know what? We're just better off to kill them. Instead of capture them, we just meant to kill them and we
No,
was in war.
what we should be doing is keeping these laws, my brother.
Where's the set of laws about war? Where's the set of laws about combat?
Like what?
There's plenty nuances. My point is, yeah, there's plenty nuances to our existence. Where if those 613 laws don't have sections, yeah, because we live different. So where's the laws over how we war? Yeah, where's the laws of how we govern war?
Who is 21 and 28 and what? Because what you have to realise, my brother, the Lord is our protector. The reason why we're in this condition is because we chose not to listen to him, and he removed the edge from around us. Well, whilst we keep his commandments, nothing or no one can trouble us, my brother. It's that simple. Our people don't want to listen. Yeah, our people don't want to listen and keep these laws. Actually, bring out 28 and 48. Verse 1 is telling us if we keep the laws, it's going to set us above the other nation. But listen to this. Hold on 1 second. Listen to this.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Because we didn't want to keep his commandments,
Serve thine enemy.
because we didn't want to keep his commandments.
Well, what does it mean, serve thine enemy?
Read 47. Hold on. 47.
Huh?
Hold on.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
So, like I said, he told us if we keep his commandments, he'll be the one that's protecting us. Because we didn't want to do that,
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
and it's that simple. Our people don't want to acknowledge that. Yeah, it's not difficult, it's not rocket science. Keep his commandments and he will protect us. Don't keep it, and this is the problem. Because he's the most high God who controls everything.
And then as well, what you said about we're serving thine enemy right now. Let me read you. Be specific, please. You said you made a point.
How? We read that. He said, how we serving our enemies. Here's how we serving our enemies. And that, which the Lord said, you serve thy enemies. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
As a nation of people, we might have a food shop, but we don't import no food. We have to go to the other nations to get that.
And in thirst.
Same with drinks,
And in nakedness.
even with clothing. You got Puff Daddy, he's got a clothing line. But if the other nations say we're not giving you no material, we don't produce materials, my brother. We have to go to them for materials.
And in want of all things.
Everything, toilet paper, toothbrush, we have to go to the other nations. Now read verse 13.
Passport.
Read verse 13.
Verse 13.
Yeah, read verse 13. Now, if we did keep the commandments, listen to this.
Verse 13. That's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only. And thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them.
Read verse 5.
Verse 5. Blessed.
So these are blessings if we kept the commandments.
Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store.
So the basket and store is going into our businesses. It says our businesses will be blessed if we kept the commandments.
Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
And remember you was talking about how we'll be protected from our enemies? Listen to this.
The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
What we have to realize, he's our protector, my brother. All we have to do is keep his commandments and everything's sweet. But we chose not to do that. This is why we're in the condition we're in. This is why you're feeling the way you are. It's really simple, my brother.
Okay, great. I love that you said that it's really simple. Like,
No, I said yeah.
if it was that simple, why is it not so simple? For you to say this, everybody go, what? You know what, bruv? You're talking sense. I hear what? I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Why, if it was that simple, why is it?
But one of our issues is that we always want to follow these other nations and do what they do.
You see what I what everybody else is doing. We think it's great, so we want to do it. Because it's fun.
I disagree. I disagree. We're like,
You have the right to
we've
disagree,
set,
it is what it is.
yeah, the trends, so to speak. We've set the ways of how people are living. Yeah, but you see, what the issue is here, it's not a business. Yeah? It's not no. Sorry, it's not a food trend. This is the difference. This is a lot of where, you know what I'm saying? The differences are. It's not a food trend. There's a land, there's a realm. It's one piece of land, one planet we're on, yeah? And everybody's got different realms, yeah? One doesn't come over the other, yeah? I don't believe if we have a God, that governs us, then another set of people have a God that governs them. And we can't say we will be over the next set of people for them to say they'll be over us. That doesn't make sense. I don't think the laws of nature allow it to be that. I believe things can be knocked out of balance.
But the Most High did say we'd be above all nations.
No, but remember what we were talking about, John 3:16, yeah? Love our world, our realm, yeah? Yeah? Our realm. Yeah? We're talking about our realm. We can govern and protect ourselves within the bounds of our realm. But once we're talking beyond that, we're now stepping in the unknown.
Yeah, but how do we protect ourselves in our realm?
Doing ourselves.
No, why? It's our God that does that for us.
It's our God. God helps those who help himself. You have all that up in that. But hold on.
Who has a God? Who has a God?
Everyone has a God. God helps those who help themselves. If I'm not sitting out planting seeds, tending them, watering them, working with the sun and nature, the plant won't grow, will it? If I just say, no, I'm listening. If I say, bruh, boom, here's my seed, yeah? Here's my seed, God, I want a tree. He ain't gonna give me a tree. No, I have to plant the seed, I have to look after the seed, I have to water the seed, I have to work with nature, yeah? I have to be in alignment with nature, not just God's world.
What's your point?
My point is, no, hold on. Don't do that again. You're doing it again.
I said, what's the ultimate point? I want to understand.
Yeah, bro, just let me get to it.
Yeah.
By myself. I don't need your help.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking you.
I know what my point is. Let me get to it. Yeah? Let me speak. I'm hearing you, man.
Go on, my brother. Go on.
So, like I'm saying, yeah, our realm, our God governs us in our realm, yeah, and He only helps us if we work, yeah, and we fall in alignment with the nature of the land, yeah.
Or if we fall in line with Him.
It's not just Him, though.
It is our brother. Because He is our God.
That's right.
John 22.
That don't even make sense. What's His will? What's His will?
One thing at a time. Let me. John 22.
If He's not here with us all the time, He don't walk with us and sit down with us and say every year, here's the conference, here's the update on what my will is this year. Yeah, this is how we have to live this year. So make it make sense.
Listen. When it comes to our God,
We are saying we go on 13 laws cover the whole of time, and that's what doesn't make sense.
maybe to you it don't make sense, my brother. And if it don't make sense to you, then that's down to you.
It doesn't make sense because there's so many nuances in our life, in our existence.
Then I can't give you more plain understanding.
No. I'm not here. Listen, I'm not here just for understanding. Like I said, I'm here to intellectually spar. Yeah, I didn't say that from the
I'm
get.
not here to spar. I'm here to teach my people to repent. It's that simple. I'm not here to spar with you. I'm here to teach my people to repent. So if you don't want to repent, there's nothing I can do. I will give you understanding.
So you
I'm in the process.
We are rehearsing.
We're repenting. That means that it's a continuation. It's a continuation.
But it's not, my brother. But listen, let me read this for you.
Hear this before you go. You need to hear this before you go.
Remember you talk about they have their gods. Read that verse.
Psalm 96 verse 5. For all the gods of the nation are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
So these other nations, we said, they have their gods. Their gods are idols. Their gods ain't no God. Read that now.
The book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27. No, hear this quick.
The problem is, we've been taught that the God of this Bible, or God in general, is for everybody. That's what we've been taught. So when we come and teach what the Bible teaches, It's our rim.
We can't then, no, like I said earlier, there's not a problem with the whole hierarchy. No.
Oh, not of God, yeah.
Thank you.
Not of God.
Right.
Yeah, but
No.
who was
Let
God?
me finish my point.
Okay.
There is no hierarchy of gods. The God that governs our realm, yes, sees us up. Yes, sees us up to the heaven. We can't talk about the gods of other realms.
But what other gods are we talking about?
Yeah, but I'm saying, if you're saying that when our Lord is protecting us, it's a he. It's found in the many times that you've been talking. Yeah? So him, one Lord, we do what he wills, yeah? He protects us over everything.
That's right.
He'll protect us from, yeah? But wait, we can't in our nature be against someone else's nature naturally. Naturally, our way of life, yeah, can go against the next person's way of life, and we clash. Like two tectonic plates. Something moves in the ground, earthquake. Everything on the surface is tumultuous.
But you know what?
Isn't that nature?
Those laws that we've been given is to govern us.
I'm asking the question of isn't that nature?
But earthquake was brought by, is brought by the
You know the analogy I'm saying. Don't be silly. You know the
I'm not being
analogy
silly, I'm just telling you.
I'm using an analogy. I'm being.
Well, listen to this, my brother.
Remember, I was going to read this. Listen, don't worry.
Let me just read this.
You need to
No,
hear
but
this.
just hear this.
No, check it out. No.
Just hear this.
Hear this. You got to hear this
And then
before
you
you go. Yeah, Joel 2:27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God and none else.
That's the problem. Everybody seems to think that God is for everybody, that He is dealing with everybody. It's not. That's not religion teaching that God loves the whole world, that anyone who wants to believe in Him can come and serve Him. The Bible don't teach that. So when we come out and teach what we teach, it does sound strange. I understand that. But it is what it is. The God of this Bible is the... When you read the Bible, you always hear the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, or the God of Israel. It says that for a reason. It says that for a reason. Because it's not dealing with everyone. When you read the Bible, it's never been dealing with everyone. That's religion that teaches that the God of this Bible deals with everyone. Read that again,
Check it out. And